Hey, how are you guys today? My name is Wes Ennert, and I'm going to talk to you today about a statement that we hear often. I've heard it throughout my life. There's something that people say very conveniently when they want to take a look at their lives or look at something that happens and make it feel meaningful. So they'll say, everything happens for a reason. Usually you want to say that because you can't quite explain why such a thing has happened. So you want something more meaningful than, well, they're just a string of random things happen. So we give it that stamp. Everything happens for a reason. And then we decide, well, this is all going to work together, for some ultimate good. And that's not a bad way to go about looking at life in terms of being optimistic. But I want to talk about a more useful way to use that term, everything happens for a reason. We're going to look at three things. Three different ways that we can look at the statement, everything happens for a reason, and use it for our benefit. The first is where we are in our career, or whatever the case may be, whether you're at the first couple of years and you've gone a certain direction when you hit that first fork in the road, or you're 30 years in and you are trying to figure out what's my next move. People do things for reasons. People really don't do things randomly. Sigmund Freud said, there are no accidents. I won't go into detail as to the depth of that statement from Dr. Freud, but you chose the career path you're in right now. You made a series of choices that were meaningful to you at the time. They were not accidents necessarily. There may have been serendipitous events that happened along the way that you couldn't have predicted or didn't quite cause. But you made choices along the way, and those choices had meaning. So taking that statement, everything happens for a reason, and maybe just looking a little bit closer at what reason, what was the reason that I chose to go down this particular path? I went to college for such, or I didn't go to college at all. I went in this direction. I took this job, then I took this job, or I started this business, which led me to that business. But what were the driving forces that caused you to make those particular decisions? That's a way that this statement can be helpful. So looking at everything happens for a reason, yes, your career path, whatever it may be, and however long or short it may be, all happened for not only a reason, for many reasons. You chose what you chose because certain things were meaningful to you. What might they be? That's different for everyone. But there were things that drove you that were obviously very important to you at the time. But sometimes we just, again, we like to default on the notion that, well, everything happens for a reason. I just ended up here. I don't think that's useful in terms of how we're going to look at our lives. We want some control over our lives. We don't have total control over our lives. We can't control everything. But anything that we can control, it would make sense to control. So if we can choose the next step in our career consciously, because we know what the important drivers are, then it would be good to choose based on those things, as opposed to saying, well, I got here completely by chance, so let me just roll the dice as I go forward. Maybe that's comforting for some, to me, not sensible, and not really a great way to live. Much better to be in control of your choices and be as aware as possible. Let's look at another way that this everything happens for a reason statement can show up. Sometimes it's people looking at their relationship. You're in that relationship for a reason. Why did you choose that person? It didn't just happen for a reason. It happened for the reasons that were important to you. And it would be good to know what were those reasons? What were the drivers that made me choose this person? So this way I can go in with my eyes wide open, as opposed to, well, I'm with this person. Everything happens for a reason. A little bit haphazard in terms of a way to direct your life. Much better to say, I think I understand. I've taken a look. I think I know why I chose this person. And those reasons that made me choose that person were important to me. That at least is a conscious choice. Everything happens for a reason. I'm just in this relationship. No, you're in it because you're choosing to be in it because it has something for you that you want and that you're getting, or at least you believe you will get. Relationships are a way that we can turn this whatever happens, happens, everything happens for a reason type of statement, into more of a tool for us to dig in and find out, why did that happen? Why did I choose who I chose for a relationship? And the third one I wanted to cover is just, we all spend our time and energy focusing on certain things at any given point in our lives. At some point, maybe you're binging a TV show and that's like everything for you at that time, or maybe you're all over Facebook. Maybe it's politics. Maybe it is a hobby of yours, and something in the arts or whatever it is. You focus on something probably more than other things. You talk about it more than other things. Why so much energy and so much time on that? Well, everything happens for a reason. What reason? Why do you spend so much time on that? Take a closer look. Everything happens for a reason isn't good enough. It's better to know, what was that reason? What is the driver? Why do you spend so much time and energy on that particular subject? Why do you talk about it so much, and why is so much energy available for you for that particular thing? Is it a good thing for you in your life that you want to go further with? Is it not? Those are questions to ask. The reasons why you're driven to it may not be obvious. That's the real thing to take a look at, as just because something is important to you doesn't mean it's good for you, or doesn't mean it's actually aligned with what you want for your time and energy and for your life. So it's worth a look. Why do I spend so much time on it? And then the reverse may be true. You may discover the reason why I am so fascinated or interested in this particular thing is because it fulfills something very important to me. And maybe you're not even sure what that is, and that's why it's worth a look. But everything happens for a reason, of course, is, just a frivolous way for us to sometimes just explain things away, sometimes to give things meaning. So everything is happening for this reason that's pushing me forward to this, main focus point. Maybe not. That's why you have to ask. And everything happens for what reason? And what did you have to do with why this thing happened? So that's it for today. I just want to take a look at that term. The next time you say to yourself, or someone says to you, everything happens for a reason, think about that statement. What reason? What reason that you had something to do with to cause this to happen? At least you then learn and grow, and that is the goal, learning and growing. Okay, well, that's all I have for today. My name is Wes Ennert, and I will see you next time.